Have you ever felt like a candle burning from both ends, giving endlessly until there's barely a spark left? You're not alone. Today, we're diving into ancient wisdom that can save you from burnout while helping you shine even brighter. Welcome, modern-day warriors. You're here because you're different. You care deeply, give freely, and often wonder if you're doing enough. But here's a truth you need to hear. Caring for others at the expense of yourself isn't noble. It's a recipe for disaster. Today, we'll explore the delicate balance between kindness and self-care. We'll draw from the timeless principles of Stoicism and discover how these ancient teachings can revolutionize your life in today's chaotic world. Chapter 1. The Pitfall of Overgiving. Imagine you're holding a cup. This cup represents your energy, your time, your very essence. Now picture yourself constantly pouring from this cup to fill others, friends, family, colleagues. They all come to you with their empty cups, and without hesitation, you pour and pour. It feels good, doesn't it? Being the one people rely on, the rock in the storm. But here's the catch. What happens when your cup runs dry? When you reach for that last drop of energy and find nothing left? This, my friends, is the peril of overgiving. It's a trap that catches the best of us. We sacrifice sleep, self-care, and sanity on the altar of others' needs. We wear our exhaustion like a badge of honor, thinking it proves our worth. But let me share a truth with you. Constant self-sacrifice isn't sustainable, nor is it truly helpful. When we're running on empty, the quality of our help diminishes. We become irritable, resentful, and even bitter. Is that the version of yourself you want to offer the world? This is where the Stoics come in with their timeless wisdom. Epictetus, a former slave turned philosopher, said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." In other words, true strength isn't about giving everything away. It's about recognizing and appreciating your resources and using them wisely. The Stoics understood that self-care isn't selfish. It's essential. They knew that to be truly helpful and kind, we must ensure our cup is full. So ask yourself, how full is your cup right now? Are you giving from a place of abundance? Or are you scraping the bottom, offering others nothing but the dried remnants of your former vitality? It's time to flip the script, learn the art of sustainable giving, and discover how setting boundaries and prioritizing self-care can make you more generous, impactful, and infinitely more fulfilled. Chapter 2. The Garden Analogy. Now imagine two gardens side by side. One is a lush paradise bursting with vibrant flowers and ripe fruit. The other is withered, overgrown with weeds, barely clinging to life. Now ask yourself, which gardener has more to offer their community? This, my friends, is the essence of Stoic self-care. Tending your garden first is not selfish. It's necessary. It enables you to truly help others in a sustainable way. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, said, "What stands in the way becomes the way." Your self-care isn't an obstacle to generosity. It's the very path to sustainable kindness. By nurturing your well-being, you create an abundance from which to give. You're not depleting yourself, but sharing your overflow. This is the Stoic perspective on sustainable help. Think about it. A thriving garden doesn't just feed its owner. It provides beauty for passers-by, shelter for wildlife, and a harvest to share with neighbors. It becomes a source of inspiration and nourishment for the entire community. So, I challenge you, be that garden. Cultivate your strengths, nourish your mind, tend to your emotional health, and create a wellspring of vitality that naturally overflows to those around you. Remember, by taking care of yourself, you're not just serving your interests, you're preparing yourself to serve others more effectively, more joyfully, and for the long haul. Chapter 3. the heart of true generosity. Now let's delve into the essence of true generosity. Not the kind that leaves you drained and resentful, but the kind that fills you up and lights you from within. Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, taught that genuine giving comes without expectation of return. It's not a transaction or a debt to be repaid. It's a pure expression of your values and your humanity. When you give without strings attached, something magical happens. You tap into a wellspring of joy beyond the fleeting pleasure of receiving gratitude or recognition. The act itself becomes the reward. Modern psychology backs this up. Studies show that selfless giving activates the pleasure centers in our brain, reduces stress, and increases overall well-being. But here's the crucial part. This only works when the giving is voluntary, not compelled by guilt or obligation. So, I want you to ask yourself, are you giving because you genuinely want to, or because you think you should? Are you seeking validation and approval, or expressing your deepest values? True generosity isn't about quantity. It's not about who gives the most time, money, or energy. It's about quality. It's about giving from a place of abundance, not scarcity. Here's a practice for you. Next time you have the opportunity to give, do it anonymously. Whether it's a kind deed, a donation, or a helping hand, do it without anyone knowing it was you. Feel the difference when you give without any possibility of recognition or return. That's the power of true generosity. By embracing this Stoic principle, you'll find that generosity becomes not a duty, but a source of profound fulfillment. You'll give not because you must, but because you can't imagine doing otherwise. Chapter 4. The Art of Saying No. We've talked about giving. Now let's tackle one of the most crucial skills in your Stoic toolkit, the art of saying no. Epictetus, who rose from slavery to revered philosopher, wisely noted, "If you don't wish to be a hothead, don't feed your habit. Try, as a first step, to remain calm and count the days you haven't been angry." Now, replace angry with overwhelmed, and you've got a powerful Stoic technique for setting boundaries. It's about recognizing what feeds your stress and consciously choosing not to indulge it. Saying no isn't about being selfish or unkind. It's about being honest with yourself and others. It's about recognizing your limits and honoring them. It's an act of integrity. Consider this story. A young apprentice took on every task his master gave him, never refusing. He worked tirelessly, impressing everyone with his dedication. But when a crucial project came, he was too exhausted to complete it effectively. The master said, "In trying to do everything, you fail to do what truly matters." This is the pitfall of excessive help. By saying yes to everything, we dilute our ability to make a real impact where it counts. We spread ourselves too thin, and everyone loses. So I challenge you to practice discernment. Before you say yes to any request, ask yourself, is this aligned with my values? Can I give this my best effort? Will this leave me with enough energy for my true priorities? Remember, every yes is implicitly a no to something else. When you say yes to staying late at work, you might be saying no to quality time with your family. When you say yes to a friend's every request, you might be saying no to your own needs. Choose wisely. Your time and energy are precious resources. Allocate them with the same care you'd give to any valuable asset. You're not closing yourself off from the world by mastering the art of saying no. You're opening yourself up to saying a wholehearted yes to what truly matters. This is the path to living with purpose and impact, the very essence of Stoic wisdom. Chapter 5. Finding Balance. Now let's tackle the art of balance, a concept as old as philosophy, yet as relevant as your last notification. Though not a Stoic, Aristotle gave us the golden mean, the sweet spot between extremes. In our context, It's the balance between selfless giving and rigid self-protection. Imagine a tightrope walker. Lean too far in either direction and you'll fall. The key is constant, mindful adjustment. Here's how to apply this wisdom. First, conduct a life audit. List your commitments, your goals, and your daily activities. Now ruthlessly categorize them. What fills you up and what drains you? What aligns with your values and what's just noise? Next, embrace the power of hell yes or no. When faced with a request or opportunity, if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. This simple rule can transform your life, freeing up energy for what truly matters. But balance isn't just about managing external demands. It's about internal harmony too. The Stoics taught ataraxia, the tranquility of the soul. Cultivate this through daily reflection. Ask yourself, am I living by my values? Am I growing or just going through the motions? Remember, balance isn't a destination. It's a journey. You'll wobble and sometimes fall. The key is to keep adjusting and keep learning. Epictetus said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." Find joy in the process of creating balance. Celebrate small wins and learn from missteps. By mastering this balance, you're improving your life and setting an example for others. You're showing that it's possible to be kind, successful, and at peace. This, my friends, is practical wisdom in action. Chapter 6: Self-Respect and Boundaries. Let's dive deep into a concept of profound importance: self-respect and boundaries. Boundaries are the invisible lines that protect your mental and emotional health, ensuring that you can serve others without sacrificing yourself. When you establish clear boundaries, you honor not only your needs, but also those of others. This practice reflects the Stoic belief that we must first respect ourselves before we can truly respect others. Think of a strong fortress. Its walls are built to keep intruders out and protect what's inside. Just like that fortress, your boundaries protect your time, energy, and emotional well-being. But here's the kicker. Many of us struggle with boundaries because we fear the backlash. We worry that saying no will lead to conflict, rejection, or disappointment. But the truth is, when you fail to set boundaries, you're actually inviting disrespect, both from yourself and from others. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wisely noted, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality." This fear of conflict can be debilitating, preventing you from standing firm in your values and needs. So how do we combat this? First, recognize that your boundaries are not just personal preferences. They're essential for maintaining your mental health and overall well-being. Without them, you risk burnout, resentment, and emotional exhaustion. Begin by identifying where your boundaries lie. What are the areas in your life where you feel stretched too thin? Are there commitments that leave you feeling drained instead of fulfilled? Once you've pinpointed these areas, practice communicating your needs clearly and confidently. Remember, it's not about being harsh or unkind. It's about being honest and assertive. You're not responsible for how others react to your boundaries. In fact, by setting them, you may inspire others to do the same, fostering a culture of mutual respect. Your self-respect forms the foundation upon which all your relationships are built. When you honor your own needs, you model healthy behavior for those around you. This, in turn, enhances your ability to give without losing yourself. Your relationships can thrive only when both parties are nourished, not depleted. Chapter 7: The Wisdom of Priorities. Now, let's explore the power of prioritization. In a world filled with endless distractions and demands, it's essential to identify what truly matters to you. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The things you think about determine the quality of your mind." Your priorities shape your actions, and your actions define your life. So ask yourself, what are the top 3 priorities in my life right now? Is it family, career, personal growth, or perhaps a creative pursuit? Write them down and keep them visible as a daily reminder. When faced with a new request or opportunity, evaluate it against your priorities. Does it align with what you truly value? Or is it merely a shiny distraction? This simple practice will help you reclaim your time and energy, allowing you to invest in what truly matters. Remember, you don't need to be everything to everyone. Focus on being the best version of yourself in the areas that resonate most with you. The Stoics believed in the power of focus. By directing your energy toward what aligns with your core values, you amplify your impact. When you live according to your priorities, you'll find greater fulfillment in both giving and receiving. Chapter 8. Cultivating Inner Peace. As we near the conclusion, let's touch on an essential aspect of sustainable giving: cultivating inner peace. The modern world is filled with noise, chaos, and demands that can pull you in 100 different directions. Amid this turbulence, the Stoics taught us to cultivate a sense of calm and tranquility. How do we achieve this? One effective method is through daily reflection and mindfulness. Take time each day, just a few minutes, to check in with yourself. What are you grateful for? What challenges are you facing? What do you need to let go of to find peace? This practice will help ground you in the present moment, allowing you to navigate life's challenges with clarity and resilience. Remember the words of Epictetus: "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Your response to challenges defines your experience. By cultivating inner peace, you create a stable foundation from which to engage with the world and give to others. You'll be more present, more compassionate, and ultimately, more effective in your interactions. Embrace the power of stillness. It's in the quiet moments that you can recharge and refocus on what truly matters. Conclusion: embracing your journey. In closing, let's remember that the journey of sustainable giving is ongoing. The Stoics understood that life is a series of lessons, and we are always learning, adapting, and growing. By embracing the principles we've discussed today: self-awareness, boundaries, prioritization, and inner peace, you can create a fulfilling life that honors both your needs and the needs of others. The world needs your light, but it thrives when you shine brightly from a place of abundance, not depletion. So, take a moment to reflect on your journey. What will you commit to today to ensure that your giving is sustainable and fulfilling? Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. Each small step you take toward balance and self-care creates ripples that extend far beyond yourself. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of Stoic wisdom and sustainable giving. May you embrace your journey, find fulfillment in your giving, and shine your light brightly in the world.